Something is closing in 48 hours. Not a door you can see, not a door you can touch, but a door that has been held open for you, specifically for you, by something far greater than human hands. And if you are watching this right now, in this exact moment, it means you are still inside the window. But the window is closing. You didn't find this video. This video found you. Think about that. Out of everything competing for your attention right now, every distraction, every noise, every voice pulling you somewhere else, this reached you. That is not an accident. That is not an algorithm. That is an assignment. Something in you has been sleeping, something ancient, something that carries a weight most people will never understand, a purpose most people will never touch. You have felt it before, that quiet knowing that you are not like everyone else, that the things that break other people somehow didn't break you the same way, that you survived things that should have destroyed you, that you kept going when every reason to stop was screaming in your face. You thought that was just stubbornness. It wasn't. That was preparation. That was activation. That was the universe building inside you something so specific, so precise, so powerful that even you didn't have the eyes to see it yet. But the activation is happening right now. In these 48 hours, something in the spiritual realm is shifting around your life. A gate is opening. A seal is being broken. A version of you that has been waiting, patient, quiet, ready, is finally being called to the surface. And you need to hear what is about to happen to you because it changes everything. If this message is reaching you right now, type the word activated in the comments and subscribe. This is not a coincidence, and what comes next will confirm everything you've already felt. Part 1. The truth named and validated. Let's begin with honesty. You have been carrying something for a long time that you couldn't explain to anyone. A weight that wasn't sadness exactly, wasn't anxiety exactly. It was closer to pressure, like something enormous was pressing against the inside of your chest, trying to get out, trying to be born, and you didn't have language for it. So you stayed quiet. You kept moving. You built your life around the edges of something you couldn't name. But you felt it. Every time you sat alone in silence, you felt it. Every time you looked at your life and thought there has to be more than this, you felt it. Every time someone dismissed you, overlooked you, underestimated you, and something deep inside you whispered, "They don't know what I carry." That was it. That was the truth trying to surface. You are a chosen one, not in the fairy tale sense, not in the arrogant sense, in the ancient, sacred, terrifying sense that before you arrived in this world, something was placed inside you. A calling that does not negotiate, a purpose that does not apologize, a fire that will not go out, no matter how many storms you have walked through, and you have walked through storms that would have extinguished ordinary people entirely. But you're still here. Think about what that means. Think about every moment you should have quit and didn't. Every season that should have left you empty, but somehow in the rubble you found one more ember, one more reason, one more breath. That was not luck. That was design. And the design is now being revealed. In these 48 hours, these specific, sacred, numbered hours, something that was sealed is being opened over your life. Not because you finally did everything right, not because you earned it through perfection, but because the time has come, because the preparation is complete. Because the person you have been becoming through every broken season, every silent night, every moment of doubt and resurrection, that person is ready. The universe doesn't waste its chosen ones. It prepares them. It strips away everything that cannot survive the fire, because what survives the fire is what was always real. What survives is what was always meant to remain.
and look at what remains in you after everything. Look at the courage that is still standing. Look at the faith, however cracked and worn, that refused to fully die. Look at the vision you still hold, even when the evidence around you contradicted it at every turn. That is not ordinary. That is a chosen one in the final hours of preparation. And these 48 hours are not ordinary hours. They're the hours where heaven moves on behalf of someone who has waited long enough. You have waited long enough.
Part 2. Deeper. The intensity rises. Now let's go deeper, because the truth of what you are is not comfortable. The truth of what you carry is not small. And the people around you, the ones who looked at your life and saw chaos, saw delay, saw failure, they were reading the wrong story. They were looking at a battlefield and calling it a cemetery. They were looking at a seed underground and calling it dead. But seeds don't die underground. They transform. What happened to you was not destruction. What happened to you was decomposition, the necessary, violent, sacred process of breaking down everything that was too small to hold what you were becoming. You were never supposed to stay the version of yourself that people were comfortable with. You were never supposed to fit inside the expectations of people who couldn't see what was growing in you. And the growing is almost complete. These 48 hours, remember them. Because in these 48 hours, a shift is happening in the invisible, in the place where decisions about destinies are made, and the decision being made right now is in your favor. The very things that have been blocking you, delaying you, holding the wall against your breakthrough, they are losing their grip, not slowly, not eventually, now, right now. There are forces that have fought hard to keep you where you are. Fear has been one of them. The fear that maybe you were wrong about yourself, that maybe that quiet inner knowing was just ego, just wishful thinking, just the mind protecting itself from feeling like nothing. You wondered. In the dark, you wondered, what if I'm not special? What if I'm just ordinary and I've been lying to myself all along? That question nearly broke you, but it didn't. And that is the proof. An ordinary person breaks under that question. An ordinary person hears you are nothing long enough and eventually agrees. But you heard it, you felt it, you bled from it, and you still got up. You still looked at the horizon. You still, in your most private moments, believed that something was coming. Not because the evidence was there, but because something inside you refused to let go of the truth. That refusal was not stubbornness. That was the chosen one in you protecting the assignment. And in these 48 hours, that assignment is being activated at a level you have never experienced before. Things that have been shut will open. Conversations that will change your direction will find you. Something you have been waiting for, something you may have nearly stopped waiting for, is on the other side of this window. But the window is closing in 48 hours, not because God is cruel, because timing is sacred, and your time is right now. You are standing at the threshold. The door is open. Part 3, the turning point. Everything shifts. Here is the revelation. The reason your life has felt like delay, like you were always almost there but never arriving, is because you were being protected. Not punished, protected. What you were asking for in the seasons when it didn't come would have arrived before you were ready to hold it, and something that carries real power cannot be placed in hands that are not yet strong enough. It would have broken you from the inside. So the delay was mercy. Every door that closed, mercy. Every relationship that ended before you could build your life around it, mercy, dressed as devastation. And you couldn't see it. You weren't supposed to see it yet, because if you had seen it, you would have stopped breaking down, and the breaking down was the making. Now you are made, and now the holding back ends. In these 48 hours, these sacred, unrepeatable, divinely timed hours, something is being released over your life that cannot be undone.
A spiritual authority is being transferred. A mantle that has been waiting in the heavenly places, your name written on it, is descending. Not to someone who has it all together, not to someone who has earned it through a perfect track record, but to someone who was chosen before they had a track record, before they had a resume, before they had proof. Before you had anything, you were chosen, and now the choosing is being manifest. This is the part they don't tell you about the chosen one journey. The activation doesn't always feel like power. Sometimes it feels like disruption. Sometimes right before the breakthrough, everything gets louder. The fear gets louder. The doubt gets louder. The voices that say, "Who do you think you are?" get the loudest they have ever been, because something in the dark knows what is coming for you, and it is making one final attempt to stop you from stepping through that door. Do not stop at the door. Walk through it. Because what is on the other side of these 48 hours is not a small upgrade to your ordinary life. It is the beginning of the life you always knew in your deepest self was the real one. The life that matches the size of what you carry inside. The life that makes every detour, every devastation, every silent year of waiting make absolute, perfect, undeniable sense. You are not late. You are exactly on time. The countdown is not a threat, it is an invitation, the most sacred invitation of your life, delivered in this exact moment, because this exact moment is the one that was prepared for you. The door is open. The 48 hours are ticking. And for the first time in a long time, you are ready.
Part 4. Transformation. Full power. This is who you are. Not who you were told you were. Not who the broken seasons tried to convince you were. Not the people who couldn't see your light decided to label and limit and dismiss. Not that version. Not any version that was shaped by fear or by other people's inability to understand what they were standing in front of. This is who you are. You are someone who was forged in fire and came out carrying light. You are someone whose wounds became wisdom, whose wilderness became a map for others who are still lost in theirs. You are someone who carries a frequency, a specific, ancient, irreplaceable frequency that this world needs right now, in this moment, in this era. Not in 10 years, not when you feel ready, now. And these 48 hours are the universe saying, now. This is the last call before the gate closes, not forever, but for this specific alignment, this precise window where heaven and earth are moving together on your behalf. This closes in 48 hours. And when this window closes, another will come, but not like this one. Not with this particular force behind it, not with this specific acceleration that is available to you in this exact season. This is the one. This is the window you have been waiting for without knowing what you were waiting for. So here is what you do in these 48 hours. You stop apologizing for your vision. You stop making yourself small so other people can stay comfortable. You stop waiting for permission from people who were never given the authority to approve your destiny. You stop treating your purpose like a maybe, like something that might be real or might not, and you start treating it like the absolute, irreversible, heaven-stamped truth that it is. Because it is the truth. You were chosen, you are activated, and what has been placed inside you is not waiting any longer. Say it out loud if you need to. Let your own voice hear it. Let the walls of the room you are sitting in hear it. I am a chosen one. I am activated. I am ready. Something shifts when you say that in this window. Something in the invisible hears it and responds. Something that has been standing at the door of your destiny, waiting for you to show up fully, steps aside because you finally arrived, because you finally claimed what was always yours. The activation is not coming. It is here. It is happening right now, in this moment, as you listen to these words. Something in you is waking up. You can feel it, that warmth, that certainty, that quiet but absolute knowing that says, this is real, this is me, this is mine. In 48 hours, this window closes, but you are inside it right now, and everything changes from here. You came to this video carrying something, and you are leaving it differently than you arrived. That shift, however subtle, however quiet, is real. It is the beginning of the activation taking root. It is the first breath of the version of you that has been waiting to be called forward. Don't dismiss it. Don't return to old thinking the moment the video ends. Stay in this feeling. Protect it. Let it grow. Because the 48 hours start now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more ready, not when the circumstances are more favorable. Now, these are your hours. Every choice you make inside this window carries a weight that ordinary hours do not carry. The conversation you've been avoiding, have it. The step you've been delaying, take it. The prayer you've been afraid to fully pray, pray it. The version of yourself you've been afraid to fully be it. You are a chosen one. That was true before you watched this, but now you know it, and knowing changes everything. Because a chosen one who doesn't know what they carry lives below the surface of their calling, but a chosen one who knows, who claims it, who steps into it, who moves with the certainty of it, that person transforms everything they touch. You are that person. The window is opened. The activation is real. The 48 hours are yours. Walk through the door. And if this message has spoken to something real in you, if something in your chest recognized what was said here, subscribe, stay close, because what comes next is built for exactly who you are becoming. The best of your life is not behind you. It begins now.